My name is Jan Vacata, and I'm not going to steal that much of your time because I'm going to speak about still quite new and still quite small yet growing thing, which is being called account and subscription team or tribe. I just need to refer to some quick Kiwi-wide context. So some of you may have perceived already, even like long before or at some of today's introductory presentations, that up until some point in history, not that long ago, Kiwi business was mainly driven by cooperation with other OTAs and with meta searches like Kayak or Skyscanner. And the whole business model has been like purely transactional, meaning the customer just wants to search, for some itinerary, getting the best possible, which is usually the cheapest possible price, and do the booking as fast as possible, pretty anonymous, with not much of a relation to any previous travels or previous bookings. For some time already, and we are focusing on that more and more, we are extending this by investing heavily into our own brand, Kiwi.com brand. You should see results of these brand investments very soon. And we are also heavily investing into upgrading this model via more like wider customer experience, building longer term relationship with the customers, offering them like 21st century, like fully digital cross-platform experience, which is based on the identity of the customer, the needs of the customer, customization, personalized experience, and stuff like this. So this brings me to the context of our team, which can be described via three main pillars. The first of them being quite obvious, as we are responsible for the everything you can think about related to sign-in, sign-up flows, the user settings, the personalization, things like your favorite or your home location, or like you can think about personalization as of maybe your historical searches will influence also your future searches, and there can be some personalization offered to you in that regard. Second pillar is related to this building longer term relationship with our customers. So on the picture, you may see a screenshot of a concept which was actually built and developed, but you will probably never see it in production. It was a concept of a loyalty program, loyalty scheme, which was not released because Corona came and changed the priorities heavily in Kiwi. You will also not see it because we decided to be more ambitious, and we are extending this idea while working on concepts of something which is even more even braver, even more ambitious, concept of possibly to be a subscription program, which in the travel space is still quite rare and unique. So we are designing some major product extensions in this regard, but we are at quite initial stages, so I cannot speak about it much further. And the third pillar, we are also working on customer self-service and providing some smart channels of communication towards our customers. So on the screenshot on the right side, sorry, you can see another proof of concept we are working on at the moment, and that's an integration of a chatbot communication channel towards our customers, because you can think of very typical, very frequent questions toward our customer support being like, how many and how heavy luggages can I take on board of a plane? And these are can be quite easily, these questions can be quite easily answered. Why is it, or why it may be fun working in our tribe? So from the previous descriptions, you may have some sense of we are sitting right in the middle of the customer experience in Kiwi. Why I'm showing anything like double-edged sword is because we are very rarely creating impactful features which would be created in isolation of our team or tribe fully. Because anything like user customization, settings, personalization, whatever you want to configure, it's not put to life. It doesn't make much sense until you use it somewhere in reality. So we are highly collaborating with other systems and other teams, being them search, booking, fintech, CS systems, customer support systems. So working in our team requires people to somehow like to communicate, to speak with other engineers, to understand a lot of other systems and Kiwi, how they are working and that stuff. Our team is not that suited for like cavemen, which like to work in isolation. Why is it the challenge working with us? So let me state just a couple. We still have some time. So from the front-end perspective, we need to somehow spread the user experience across different parts of the main Kiwi application. This may seem to be a trivial thing if Kiwi was a monolithic application with just the single right place where to put the customer identity handling, for example. But it's not our case, because Kiwi app is quite large and it's built from multiple quite independent components or like modules. So we need to spread our thing and handle things like different versions being used in production, or there may be eventual like UI collisions between things. So that's what we need to deal with. We are also spending some time while creating application insights, like from the product perspective or from the e-commerce perspective, because again, this is highly related to the feature development not being done in isolation. Like whenever we want to send events and like build some insights on top of it, we cannot do it in isolation. We can send some data, but we also need to find the relation to other data being sent from other parts of the system by other teams, and I hope you can imagine it's fun sometimes. We also need to deal with security, because of course we need to be taking precautions and countermeasures, and we are holding customer like sensitive data of our customers. From the backend and also the front end perspective, we need to be building quite complex data models, because like we need to be working with pretty much not all the data, but many data from many systems in Kiwi, being them like the history of bookings, the history of searches, upcoming trips, anything you can imagine. And when I spoke about to be subscription business model, I hope you can also think about some interesting challenges lying in that space, because like extending transactional into subscription-based has a huge impact to pretty much everything, to data collection, to focusing even more on customer identity, the subscription state, all the billing around subscription, and there is a lot of fun around. Speaking about technologies, our tech stack is quite ordinary in Kiwi sense. It's not that much different from other teams and departments. At the background, so I'm not going to name and mention particular pieces of technology and languages. At the background of this slide, you can see that's a real graph of data objects we need to deal with, and we are putting together with relations, and we are dealing with it on the backend side, and we are sending it to the front end side. So this is how this is roughly the complexity we are dealing with. Yeah, we are at the moment, we are still a very small team, less than 10 people, but yet we are working fully remotely for a long time, even before the COVID started. So we have folks located in Barcelona, the whole Czechoslovakian space, also Split, Croatia, and some others I may have forgotten. And of course, we are also hiring. So if anything of the aforementioned things sounded interesting to you, feel free to get in touch with me directly or with Kiwi. We will happily meet you. Thank you. Thank you for your attention. giving my word back to Peter, I'm not sure if we have any time for questions.
Thanks a lot, Hamza. We don't really have much time for questions, but we don't really have any questions.